Mic check. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is 4:34 this morning. Welcome to the Walk and Talk. We're here on the East Coast of the United States. Today is Friday, September the 26th, 2025. It's my birthday, people. It is my birthday. Let's get up, let's get at it. Let's get to it. Let's do it, people. Let's do it. Let's have some fun this morning. Let's live with purpose this morning, people. Let's walk, let's talk. It is Friday. We're going into the weekend. Let's talk about the week. How's your week been? What do you have planned for the weekend? How long do you plan to sleep in? My allergies are running a little hard this morning. But as always, guys, remember, as you check in, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Today's topic is, what does it mean to work on yourself? What does it mean to actually work harder on yourself than you do on your job? What does it do for you? What do you build? How do you grow? Where do you go from there? What is the benefit? What changes? We're here, people. We're here today. It is Friday, 26, 2025, September 26. Coming to you live from the East Coast. My name is Oloropo. Welcome in. It is 4:37 in the morning, people. I do not know if my chat is working. I am seeing some reactions, but no comments. So I'm not aware if the chat is working or not. Thought somebody could drop me a thumbs up in the chat just so I can see if it's working. I may have to relaunch. But thank you for being here. At the top of the hill, people, give you a little look at what I see. I'm up here on my walk. This is my morning. And this is the hilltop. AJK, hi. What's going on, AJK? Where am I from? I'm from right here, United States. Are you asking about the country or the area? I'm from Maryland, here in the United States. I'm out on this walk and talk this morning. I want everyone to be excited. I want everyone to get up, to be engaged, ready for the day. Let's live with purpose, people. Greetings from Indonesia. How are you doing, Indonesia? Thanks for stopping in, everybody. As we get started on today's day, I want you to take into consideration, as today is my birthday, take into consideration all the things that got you to today. All the things that made you who you are. All the things that have built you to this point and has shaped your thought process, your behaviors, your actions, your viewpoint, your development, your relationships. And remember, the biggest role in all of that is you. Think about where you are. Think about the things that you've overcome. Think about the things that the challenges that you've set for yourself and you've faced. Think about your future. Think about the things that are relevant to you. Because today we're going to discuss those. This morning we're going to think about those, not just in a way of saying, hey, oh, this happened, that happened, and here we are. But we're going to think about them in a way of how do we use this? How have we used it? What has it done for us? Where has it gotten us? How do we move forward? I believe there are lessons to be learned from every experience. Every experience in life has an opportunity to teach us something and help us grow. Okay, Justin, AJI. Don't know what that means, but thank you for stopping in. Skirt! Is that how you say that? Real bad man. So this morning, we're going to talk about working on yourself. We're going to talk about taking the time to build you, to understand that when we focus on building ourselves, when we focus on developing ourselves, it changes us. And it changes our future. It changes our opportunities. Not our opportunities, but it changes the success and the ability to take advantage of those opportunities. And so this morning, we're going to discuss that so I can share with you kind of what that's meant in my life, what that's resulted in for me. When we start to focus on working on ourselves, we develop an understanding and appreciation for who we are and what we do. First thing, so many of us walk around and we say that we love ourselves or we care about ourselves or that we're important to ourselves, but we lack a basic love or appreciation of ourselves. We don't care for ourselves in the way that we care for others. Justin from the United States. I'm up here in Maryland. Kevin, is it safe everywhere I go? Damn, but let me move. Happy birthday, hey guys. Right here, baby bird. Everyone say good morning to my beautiful wife. That's our family channel. Definitely visit that page, like, subscribe, share. There you'll get to see more about what we do, my birthday celebration, the things that my wife has planned, a real personal look into my life and our lives. It's a great channel. You get to see more about our interaction with our children and some of our daily activities. Thank you, my love, for being here. I love you. Guys, make sure if you're giving a shout out, you give one out to my wife. In order for us to truly say, hey, I have, and I'm gonna work on myself because I'm important, we have to say that we care about us. We have to take up a love of ourselves. We have to take up a investment in ourselves. We have to treat ourselves the way many of us instinctually treat others, right? You have to care enough about yourself to look at you in a way that matters. There is a lot of negative self-talk that we have learned to treat as and look at as motivation. But it's us beating ourselves down. It's us looking at ourselves in a way that prevents us from capitalizing off of our natural talents. This change had to happen for me in a kind of roundabout way, because growing up as a young man playing sports, lifting weights, everything was negative. Everything that I did, you were driven by yelling. You got used to being disrespected, like just called out of your name, insulted, disparaged. Like that was your motivation. Like, get them angry so they'll go. And it's odd because so many of us will use that as a catalyst for ourselves to take care of ourselves, and then turn around and use kindness and encouragement and love for a catalyst to encourage others. We'll turn around and we'll look at others and we'll say, oh, well, you know, you have value. You're important. Think about all you've done. We'll start pulling up their strengths and their strong points. And it's funny because we're all dealing with the same cycle of insults and regression and oppression in our own selves, that even though we use love to motivate others, we need to be hated and put down to be motivated. And as temporary as motivation is, anger and hate is the worst kind, because it produces the least. It burns the weakest. It makes the least impact. So here we are, being kind and loving to each other, but only responding and getting fired up when we're being hated or yelled at or put down. We get that "I'm gonna show you" mindset, right? That, all right, you'll see. And even then, we're not working on ourselves. Even then, we're not caring for ourselves. Even in that moment, it's not about us growing. It's about us trying to beat somebody else's view of us, trying to change someone else's thought, change someone else's idea of who we are. To truly work on ourselves, the first thing we have to learn how to do is to truly appreciate ourselves. How many of us are actually doing that? How many of us are waking up, and no matter where we are, how we feel, how many of us are waking up in the morning grateful for where we are, who we are, loving ourselves for everything that is us, our mistakes, our achievements, our growth, our education, our knowledge, our strength. How many of us wake up and look at ourselves and say, you're worth every moment that you're about to put into the day? We have to start there. We have to start with an appreciation of where we are. We've gotten to a point now that we start every day. So many of us start every day angry at something else, that we don't get the moment to sit down and love ourselves. We don't get the moment to get up and just be grateful, to be kind, to be understanding, to take a moment and appreciate everything that we are in that moment. It's important for us to slow down and start to do this, because what we're talking about today is how to work harder on yourself than you do on your job for the benefit of being able to truly see the life that you're looking for, to live the life that you're looking for. Ted said, start a company and full focus on it for 5 years. You'll learn hundreds of high-tier skills. Okay, Ted, thank you for that. Buddha, welcome back. Morning, brah, how are you doing? So working on yourself is something that we innately do as children. It's something that when you have a desire to get somewhere, right, that you're going to look for ways to achieve it, right? You're going to look for ways to ascertain, to develop, to have that thing you want. At some point, we feel like we're finished. I think that's a big thing that stops us from working on ourselves as humans, is we think we're done. I'm grown. Oh my goodness. Listen, how many of you have either heard the phrase or used the phrase, I'm grown? You can't tell me what to do, I'm grown. Who you think you're talking to? I'm grown. Grown is a completion. It's a done thing. I'm grown. That means you ain't got no more growing to do. You ain't got no more developing to do. You don't have anywhere else to go. You're grown. I'm done. I'm a finished product. You don't get to treat me this way. You don't get to talk to me this way. You don't get to tell me what to do. I ain't got to listen to you. I'm grown. That's a definitive, completed process. That is the end. And many of us, so many of us, get to I'm grown, and we stop growing. And when you stop growing, you stop challenging yourself. You stop looking at yourself as powerful and needing to do more and capable of doing more. And you start looking at yourself through a lens of, I'm grown, I got this. And that mindset leads to, you can't tell me nothing. I don't need to do that. Let me make my own decisions. You don't know. I know. All of these things can be forms of self-hate, forms of self-loathing. All of these things can set us back. It is important when we talk about being grown, being people, and developing ourselves, that we keep in mind that this process is a continuing one. And to truly work harder on yourself than you do on your job, to truly focus on working on you, We have to take this finish line off. We have to rip off of this I'm done mindset. I got this mindset. And we have to know that we're a work in progress. Babies find challenges, they look for them. And we as parents, as adults, are amazed, generation after generation, at what babies are capable of doing. Generation after generation. Oh my goodness, look how soon my baby started walking. Oh my goodness, look how soon my baby started recognizing letters. Oh my goodness, look how soon my baby started counting. Oh my goodness, look how soon my baby started communicating. My baby learned sign language. All of these things, we look at babies and we're like, oh, this is awesome. Babies can learn so much. Babies are sponges. Babies can do things so fast. And then it gets to a point where either we as adults or parents tell them to stop because what they're doing is outside of the realm of what they should be doing, or we just grow into a space where we're grown. You can't tell me nothing no more. There's a long discussion about nurture or nature in terms of figuring out whether or not children got to a certain space in life based on who they were naturally, their environment, what their genetic makeup was, or was it a product of their environment and how they were treated? It's a combination of both. There's a lot of things involved in there. Here's what I do know. When you become an adult, it's 100% both. You need both of them. The nature is the nature of man, not the nature of your genetic code, where you came from, your generations, the thing that happened to you in the past. No, it's the humanity in you. Your nature is a human. And then there's the nurture. Not how others have nurtured you, but how you nurture yourself, how you care for yourself, how you sit down and talk to yourself, how you love yourself, how you push yourself, how you hold yourself accountable, how you want for you the same great things you want for others. We look at others and say, I want you happy. I care about you. I want you to grow. And we think that only people who are suffering outwardly need to work on developing themselves and growing. Oh, I got it. I'm good. I'm good. I got a house. I pay my bills. I'm good. We get comfortable. I had a talk before about how comfort is killing your legacy. But the true thing that we're looking at right now is we forget how to work on ourselves. What am I working on? What am I trying to do? I remember, this was years ago, many years ago. I was a young man. I was working as an adult education tutor. I'm working in this program, and the instructor of the program was specifically speaking about, I was speaking to her about different levels of math because I was very interested in working on math. I had these books where I would do these polynomials and would figure them out, and I would work on them. And I'm like, I go to her and I was like, this is so interesting. Is this like, have you considered taking a look at these and doing some of these? And she was older. And she was like, why? I was like, what do you mean, why? She was like, I got a house, I got a job, my bills are paid, I'm good. And I'm like, yeah, but you're still alive. She was like, why? And then as a young man, I really didn't know the answer to why. But it still was odd to me that there were things out there to learn. And there was a refusal to learn it. There was a disdain, there was almost a resentment to learning those things. That's interesting because for so many of us, our life gets shaped by, I'm good. We take actions based on, I'm good. And we never truly see how great we can be because we say, I'm good. And there's that greatness out there. It's not about saying, hey, I want to be a billionaire. It's not about saying, hey, I want to own my own business. It's not about doing any of those things. It's about simply saying, I matter enough to me. I matter enough to me to actually continue to work on me, to actually spend time getting to know me, to actually sit down and appreciate me. That's nurturing yourself. When you do that, you'll be like, man, like I can't, you know what? I want to do this. And you'll start to work on things. I'm gonna learn how to play the piano. I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar. I want to learn how to do this dance move. I want to learn how to write this. Like things just come from it. When you love yourself, you produce things. When you care for yourself and you continue to work on yourself, you produce things. How does it result for you? How does it prepare you? How does it get you ready? So, I'll share with you how it prepares you and how it gets you ready. As I told you just now, I was an adult education tutor, right? Here's what you have to understand. In my childhood, I moved every year. Like, without question, I was moving every year. And with this move every year, I would go from different state to different state, starting different schools, having different expectations, outlooks. And each year I had to test into the next grade, wherever I was going to school at. I had to test into the next grade. So my dad told me when I was about 13, he was like, man, you can stop going to school now. He only gave me half of the story. You have to understand, my dad never finished the 6th grade. So my dad tells me, he's like, you can stop going to school now. And I was like, okay, bet. So somewhere around my 10th grade year, I was like, man, my dad told me I could stop going to school now. There was more to it than that. But I did stop going to school. But what I didn't do is stop learning. I continued to learn. I continued to work on myself. I continued to seek out knowledge and grow. So I ended up becoming a adult basic education tutor because it's the exact same place that I went to get my diploma. Got into the program. I was like, hey, how can I help out here? And they were like, okay, we could use tutors. We could use them. And I was like, great. And they were like, so did you graduate? Where's your diploma from? I was like, no, I didn't. So took the test for graduation, passed that fairly easy for me. And I got into this program as an adult basic education tutor, right? Here's the thing. That didn't come about because the college I went to. It didn't come about because of the connections I made. It came about because I enjoyed learning. I enjoyed reading. I enjoyed doing math. I enjoyed doing these things. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I was ready for it. Because I was working on me. I didn't know it then. I didn't know it. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I can look back on it now and see it. I can let you know right now where you are today, what we're doing right now today. If you focus on caring for yourself and working on the things that are important to you, you'll start to see it almost immediately. You'll start to see a return on it. You'll start to see things become possible to you, because we are all built with this ability to expand, this ability to grow, this ability to develop. But we have to nurture ourselves. So many of us get caught up in the negative self-talk and looking outward for someone else to nurture us and care for us, that we lose or miss the opportunities to nurture or care for ourselves. And this needs to be a focus for us. We need to understand that it's happening. 685. Can't make it up, man. You gotta live it. Joe, Tony the Tiger, all right. Not crying, David. Sorry if my eyes look that way. How what, Amen? How what? Thank you, somebody. Somebody, nobody. We all need this type of encouragement and insight. So you want to know how you work on yourself? I'll give you a perfect example of how you work on yourself. Choose something. Choose anything. And dedicate discipline to making it happen. Dedicate discipline to losing weight. Dedicate discipline to saving money. Dedicate discipline to developing a better relationship with yourself. Dedicate discipline to reading. Do something where nobody else is involved. This is something that you want to do. This is something that you're going to work on. In that process, you're going to be required to learn. In that process, you're going to be required to be self-aware and self-accountable. Nobody else can hold you into that space. What's the benefit of it? You develop an understanding and a discipline and a focus on yourself that allows for you to grow in a way where you care about what you do, where you care about your outcome, you care about your input, your value, who you are. You care. See, it's hard to get somebody to care about something else when they don't care about themselves. That's why companies ask that question. Many of you may not have been in a position for a company to sit down and say, hey, tell me about yourself. I've been in these programs, I've gone through these mentorships, I've gone through these different seminars where they sit you down and they say, hey, this is how you do an interview. This is how you answer these questions. This is what you say when somebody asks you this. Buddha says focus is paramount to growth in conjunction with a positive mindset. Indeed. So I've been through all these seminars where they try to give you these trick ways to answer questions and to speak to people and to come up with these things to kind of say a lot but say nothing. If you work on yourself, when someone says, tell me about you, you got a mouthful to say. You have a whole lot to say. Because there are things and layers about you to share. The one thing that I heard in the seminars that was correct is the simple response to tell me about yourself is sure. Tell me what you'd like to know. The reason that response is important is because if you start working on yourself, man, you're going to have layers. You're going to have things that you do with your time. You're going to have places you go. You're going to have conversations you have. You're going to have people who you interact with. You're going to have hobbies. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have focuses. You're going to have things that you do. So when someone says, tell me about yourself, there's actually something to talk about because you care about yourself. So many of us sit out there, especially the people who come in and they want to put people down. They can tell you about everybody else. They can tell you who somebody else is. They can tell you who somebody else isn't. They can tell you who their family is and how they are and what they're made of. Scroll through YouTube, look at it. Look at all the channels that's telling you who this person is, how that person acts, where that person come from, what that person did. Have something to tell about yourself. Work on yourself to the point where it becomes a conversation. Work on yourself to a point where it becomes a conversation for you, about you. Think about you, live with you, build you, be you. When you work on yourselves and you care about yourselves, companies care about you. And the reason companies care about you is because if you care about you and you care about your results, the work that you do here will show through because you'll care about this company. And you don't have to sell your soul to the company's store to care. You just have to care about your work product. You have to care about your output. You have to care about your capabilities and what you can. It's all about evolution and growth. But check it out, man. If you don't matter to you, if what you do don't matter to you, if where you going don't matter to you, if you view your life and everything that you've experienced as negative, then this is where you'll be. The growth of yourself requires nurture. It requires intention. It requires commitment to. For a long time, man, I made a lot of excuses for why I wasn't where I wanted to be. Oh, you don't know how I live. Oh, you don't know how I grew up. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know, I lived in the back of a bus part of my life. You don't know, I had to walk to school uphill in the snow both ways. You don't know what I've been challenged with. You don't know my hardships, right? Feeling sorry for myself. Only thing I'm congratulating myself for is surviving difficulty versus going out and working on myself. I spent years in that boat. I spent years feeling like, oh man, you don't understand. Based on where I came from, I'm doing pretty good. Wasn't caring for me. I wasn't working on me. The few things that I did work on myself on, it had value. I enjoyed working out. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna work out. I enjoy it. Go to the gym, boom, I'm working out. Doing my little thing, trying to come up with different little workouts. Eventually, people come in and be like, hey man, can I work out with you? I've shared this with you guys before. I didn't know that had value. I would say, hey man, sure, come work out with me. This is what time I'm gonna be in the gym. I'd be in the gym 6, 7, whatever time I'm gonna be in the gym, come on in, work out with me. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they wouldn't, sometimes they show up late. Whatever the situation was. Old guy came to me, man, he said, man, you don't know what you're doing. He was like, they don't have any value of you. They don't have any value of your time because you don't. You don't think your time is valuable. You're giving it away. You're waiting for them. You need to charge them something. You charge them something, then the likelihood of them showing up is going to increase. And even if they don't, you're going to get your money. Hey, good to see you back, Pashko. What type of pie you got in the sky today, Pashko? It is 5:13 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. Who is that? Kai? Kai's Eye? Good morning. Thank you for joining in. Yes, guys, this is live. Yes, it's not. No, it is not pre-recorded, and I'm not AI. So, all of those things. So what do we know? What do we know about this? What do we know about the impact the impact and the significance of it is because I enjoyed working out and because I dedicated myself to understanding workouts. I dedicated myself to doing workouts because it was a growth that I wanted to see for myself. When I did that, I was able to be in a position when there was an opportunity to say, hey, pay me for what I do. If you want to do this with me, you have to pay. I was able to do so. Dude, it wasn't because I wanted to be a personal trainer. Didn't even know it. I wasn't even charging people. I was just working out. I had to develop the skills. I had to develop the understanding. I had to develop just the work ethic in myself to do it. And upon doing so, I was able to change my life. I have such a great appreciation of myself and my life right now that I understand the investment in myself will show up in my life. It might not result in you starting your own business, but I tell you what it will result in. It'll result in you not sitting back and complaining about your career. You'll have more opportunities. You'll be prepared for more opportunities because when you work on yourself, it shows through. When you care for yourself, you care about your work product. You care about your outcome. If you're one of these people sitting around complaining about who made what, who works where, who got what promotion, what you didn't do, who you don't like, if you're sitting around, first and foremost, people, if you're in a group of people who are talking about other people, trust me, they're talking about you when you're gone. Snip it in the bud. You're sitting around and you're complaining about what other people have. You're talking about where other people are, what they've done, and you're not focusing on yourself. You're not growing yourself. You're not developing yourself. When you start working on yourself, I mean, when you're focused on, hey, I gotta get my fitness right. I gotta eat right. Man, I gotta get my money right. Man, I need to spend some more time reading because it helps with your heart rate. It keeps the mind strong so you can live longer. Man, I wanna work on some puzzles. I mean, these are simple things that you just do because you say, I care about me. How you gonna say you care about you and you're sitting down and your doctor done told you, listen, your heart's about to just give out. And you're like, man, you know what? Here you are telling your loved ones, man, you gotta exercise more. You gotta cut back on the salt. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. No, it's not easy. It's a lot easier to talk about doing something than actually doing something. But that's what it means to care about yourself. That's what it means to work on yourself. That's what it means to focus on yourself. I'm telling you, man, it is directly related to your growth and development because now what you're looking at is when you walk into your job, you're not worried about what everybody else is doing. You're focused on being the best version of you. You don't have time to complain about somebody else's work. And if someone else's work is impacting the outcome, impacting your process, making your process difficult, you now got the guts to walk up to them and talk to them about it. The knowledge to walk up to them and speak to them about it. Walking around here mad. So many things we don't know. There's things we don't know about ourselves because we haven't sat down to take a look at it. And now we're judging other people, looking across the room because we're mad that we're not happy where we are. Do loving yourself, working on yourself, caring for yourself, that's what it means to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. You got to go back to some of that selfishness. You got to go back to some of that care and acknowledgement of yourself and the work you're doing for you. That's important. It's really important. That's how that shows up in your work. I ain't giving my time away, Unc. I'm up at 4 a.m. grinding. Get that thing in, Papa. Michael says, my career is wide open. I live in the ambulatory sector. Okay. Go get it, Michael. My man is geeked out his skull. Thank you for dropping in, Nova. Cut back on the salt. Michael said, life is a puzzle. Found out I got one missing piece. You got one missing piece, Mike? What's that missing piece? What is that missing piece? Hey guys, the whole reason I started doing these walk-in talks, the whole reason I got up, I started getting up at this time and just coming out to take a walk is because I knew I had to get my mind right. I knew I had to start to focus on me. I was spending so much of my time trying to figure out things that were going on around me that I wasn't figuring out the things that were going on inside me, right? Might put that one on a t-shirt. I had to stop. I had to connect with myself. This is what devotion is about. This is what sitting down and just focusing, being in prayer, that's what it's about. Receive your blessing and then live in it. Start living, start loving yourself enough to take time for yourself, to care for you. When you start living in this space where you understand that caring for yourself is caring for others, it's caring for your loved ones, then it'll show up. Because the work you do on you has results, tangible results. It impacts your bank account, it impacts your health, it impacts your relationships, it impacts so many things. I lived for years trying to work on the things outside of me. Trying to get the jobs to change so I could be paid more. There's constantly a move in this country, and there always has been, about raising the minimum wage. Raising the minimum wage. Raising the minimum wage. Do you know companies don't care? You set the minimum wage, you set minimum wage at what you want to. Companies don't care what the minimum wage is. Companies care how much you value yourself and what are you willing to work for. How much do you actually bring to this company? What's the national minimum wage right now? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what the national minimum wage is in the United States? I don't know. I stopped working for it years ago. I tell you what, in my lifetime, it's been less than $5. I'm 53 today. Companies don't care about minimum wage. Companies care about value. Yes, an hour. What did it say? $7.75 an hour? That's what you said, John? Come on. Federal minimum wage, $7.75 an hour? States can make up their own minimum wage, but the federal minimum wage is $7.75 an hour. Who's working for $7.75 an hour? See, you have an understanding, you care enough about yourself to know, dude, I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than $7.75 an hour. But what are you worth? Okay, 10. You're worth more than $7.75, how about 10? Tell you what, 13. Whatever you're working for, dude, I tell you, I keep working, I keep growing, I keep working on myself, I keep learning. That includes taking in information and challenging my mindset. This guy, Myron Golden, says, you've already agreed what your value is on every job you work on. Because they give you an offer, you have to accept it or not accept it. And when you accept it, you say, this is what my value is. Maybe that's your value because you accept it. And maybe that's the value the company gives you because you accept it. How do you increase your value? Do you think you increase your value by complaining about how much you don't like what you're being paid? You think you increase your value by telling the company they need to pay you more because they make more? Do you think you increase your value by going around and talking about what other people make? That's not how your value is impacted. That's not how you make change. You got to work on you. Even if it's on your job. Bottom line, man, hey, this is what this role pays. Hey, what's the max I can get in this role? What is the company looking for in someone to fill this role? Okay, what other roles are available? What's the company's plan for moving people in those spaces? Do you hire internally or do you look for people outside of the company? I need an understanding, because where I am right now is not where I'm going to be, because I'm constantly working on me. You don't have to work on yourself so you can start your own business. You don't have to work on yourself so you can create the next invention. That's not what working on yourself means. Working on yourself is simply saying, I'm taking the time to care about me, to invest in me, to love me. And then it'll translate to the companies you work for. Because if you ask those type of questions, that means you need to learn the skills necessary to put you in the space. And when you learn the skills, I don't mean learn the job. That's different. Learn the skills necessary to put you in a specific place. I make references to sports all the time. You want to be a soccer player, right? Or as they say in the rest of the world, football. You want to be a football player? You can't just learn the plays that they run on one team. You can't watch one team and one coach and say, I'm going to do that and I'm going to be a football player. You can't, because different teams have different coaches and different styles and different ways of playing. You have to work on you. You have to work on your footwork, your speed, your strength, your focus, your passing. When you work on you, there's someone out there who's waiting to get the opportunity to get you. And then you get to determine how much they're going to take for them to get you. When you increase the value of yourself in your own eyes, you increase the value of yourself in the eyes of others. Thank you, Sharon. Rainy, same price as a handful of both. Both of these. Stupid. I can't believe I read that. I'm sorry, people. I did not pre-read that. Hey, listen, check this out. Rainy, don't do that, man. Dawn said, yes. Susan says, it's a God thing. Learning and expanding is inevitable. Austin said, brother out speaking facts. Thank you very much, Austin. Lisa said minimum wage in New Zealand is about $23.50 and still expensive to live here. Exactly. And this is what I'm trying to say to you people. When we live in a world where businesses, what's the focus of a business? Is to generate revenue, to grow the business. See, when your business focuses on being a good business, right? When your business focuses on doing what they do well, they build systems. Those systems build opportunities and they can generate revenue from it. When we focus on ourselves and we build ourselves, we start to build systems. The things that we do become systems. They allow for us to be more efficient and they become beneficial to our life as a whole. This is important because when we truly focus on building ourselves, when we truly focus on loving ourselves and caring for ourselves, we change so many things about our lives. We change and create so many opportunities for ourselves. No problem, Susan. Thank you. Phantom. I started at 17 and now I have freedom at 19. Keep going, Phantom. Keep growing. People, discipline is going to be the key to whatever we do. right? Whatever we focus on, we're gonna have to do with discipline. As I always share, discipline has 4 pillars. It's repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. You need to develop these pillars because so many people lose out on the opportunities to grow because they believe that discipline starts with consistency. People, you cannot be consistent at something you do not have the skills or the tool set to perform. Can't be consistent. You need to accept this. Be patient with yourself. Stop thinking you're going to walk in the door and be consistent. You have to learn. You need to be patient with yourself. Because if not, you start jumping off the boat. You start going here or there. I need to start over. I need to do this different. I need to do something else. You get halfway into something because it starts to grow. Then you think you got it. And then you plateau. Man, I learned this from working out. Man, you hit the weights. You're growing, you're cutting fat, you're feeling like, I'm freaking crushing it. I am freaking crushing it in every way possible. That's your view. You feel like you've made it, you got it. And then you plateau. And your personal record doesn't move for a month, 2 months. Your bench press is struggling, your squats, your stamina is struggling. You're like, man, why am I not growing? What happened? I'm still eating. And so you say, well, I'm gonna do this more. I'm gonna eat more. I'm gonna go to the gym more. I'm gonna lift weights more. And now you're going backwards. Now you're losing muscle. Now it's harder to lift weights. Now you can't wake up. You're so full. You're like, what is going on? You gotta stop. Stop doing the thing and start learning. Start researching. Start looking at the areas you don't know yet. Oh, rest is good. Oh, as much as I hate cardio, I have to do it. That's a personal thing for me. You start to figure out and you start to learn that there's work that you have to do. There's effort that you have to put in. There is investment that you have to make that is not directly associated with being perfect at that thing. There is work to develop the skill and get the tools necessary to achieve your goals. That's the next thing that you're working on. That's the next thing that you're focused on. That's the way you start to grow and see the outcome that you're looking for. But in order for that to happen, people, in order for this to happen for any of us, we have to take in the realization, we have to make the understanding, and we have to accept that we have to care enough about ourselves to use discipline, which is repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. Because when those weights, when that weight loss stops, when that work gets hard, when the outcomes are the same. If you work in sales and you're like, man, I did $1 million last month. Why am I doing 300,000? Why can't I break 500,000 for the last 6 months? I need to make more calls. I need to go out more. I need to come in earlier. I need to stay later. I need to press. I need to really force people to listen. I need to, as they call in sales, I need to overcome objections. Calm down. Oh, wait. It's okay. Take a breath. Start working on yourself. Start understanding that you're good, who you are as a person, what you do, how you feel about you, the respect you have for yourself. It has to become tangible. It has to become meaningful, because when it does, it changes things. It changes how you act. It changes how you receive. It changes how others receive you. The importance of this, people, is this. For all of us, opportunities abound. I can't tell you what happy is for you. I can't tell you what made it is for you. Can't. We don't all want the same thing. We're not all going to the same place. We're not all starting from the same place. But I can tell you this, I can share with you this, until you start to love yourself and appreciate yourself for where you are. And then you start to nurture yourself for where you are, just for you. It's going to change how you appreciate and enjoy your life. And it will outwardly have an impact on what life returns to you. Because when you work on yourself and you care about yourself and you value yourself, you force others to do the same. You force others to show you the same. Show you the respect. Show you the consideration. Show you the value. Because you care. People, I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do on me. I have work that I do daily. Conversations that I sit down and I have to not only appreciate where I am and rejoice and understand my blessings, but I also have to be self-aware and accountable for the things that I said I would do. I'm prepared to do and I'm going to do that I didn't get done. Not negative self-talk, just facts. Yo, man, you said you was going to eat 1 meal today. You ate 3 meals worth of snacks, right? You said you were going to go out and run today. You got a whole bunch of excuses when all you had to do was walk out the door and run. Oh, I had to do this. Nah, you spend a little bit too much time on your phone. How much time check your phone? How much time you play that game today? You played that game for 30 minutes. That's 2 miles you could have ran. This is what I'm saying. It's not about putting yourself down. It's about holding yourself accountable. Writing down the things you're looking to achieve, loving yourself in the process, and then doing the work. And then you will see results. This is what it means to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. It's not about you working harder at figuring out how to do different things on the job. It's about you just working on yourself enough to have the confidence to ask, hey, where does this lead? What are the possibilities? What are the options? What is this company looking for? And then when you start working on yourself, you have to understand if where you are isn't going to give you what you're worth, someone else is. That's why recruiters are out there. They will call, they will be like, hey, so what do you think LinkedIn is? What do you think LinkedIn is? LinkedIn is a way for you to say, hey, I work here, but here are my skills. Because there's somebody else. There's somebody else sitting there like, yo, you work here, but we could use you here. How much you getting paid? Right? You have to understand that the work that you do on you is universal in value. It's not limited. The work that you do on you is not limited to this company that you work on. The other day I shared this. I said, listen to me. Where you work, how you work, who you work for, and what you do, none of those things are as important as why you do it. Because your why is attached to your care for yourself, your care for your family, your care for your purpose. You work on that because you care. It is important to focus on who you care for and how you care for yourself. Because in doing so, you're going to see yourself grow. You're going to see your opportunities grow. You're going to see your legacy grow. You're going to see others see your value and respect it. Hey guys, you see right there, baby bird? That's my wife. If you have not said hello to my wife, please say hello to my wife. Please just say a good morning. Also, guys, if you're interested in our channel, this is our family channel, the Baby Birds. You can go there and see more about our family, our daily lives. Get involved, get invested. We'd love to have you guys there. We have sunshine, yes, motivation. Do 3 miles every morning. I'm trying to help a friend of mine kick Suboxone with some physical exercise and God's spirit. Okay. For those of you who don't know what Suboxone is, my understanding of it is that it is a prescription drug designed to help people overcome addictions. That's my understanding of it. And so, looks like this is Sunshine is saying that she's working with a friend to try to overcome those things. Good work, Sunshine. Keep it up. David says, big dog, spitting facts. Thank you very much. Promptly. Hello and good morning. Is that for my wife? Thank you so much. Devoid, the name Devoid is working every day at the gym, okay? Working out every day at the gym. Good work. Keep doing it. Set goals. Set purposes. People, I want to appreciate you all for being here this morning. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit that likes button yet, please do. You can double tap the screen, hit the like button wherever it is. It doesn't cost you anything. It just shows some support, and it's a great way to help small YouTube content creators like myself. Like, comment, subscribe. Please visit the channel. Take a look at some of the things we have on there. The focus is the same. We're called BNV Finance Fixers because we understand the process to fixing your finances does not solely lay in the work you do and the money you make. Fixing your finances is tied always to you, your view of yourself, your love of yourself, and the discipline that you use to grow. You cannot remove it from it. You cannot separate it. We all need to understand that in order for us to continue to see the success we're looking for, continue to grow in any way, that when we want to fix our finances, when we want to change our the money we bring into the house, we have to change the money that we put out of the house. And we have to do that with discipline. For so many of the things that people want to do or need to do, the first thing that needs to be understood is that in order for you to do it, you have to set some standards for yourself. You have to create an outcome for yourself. You have to know where you're going. Today's walk and talk was simply about working harder on yourself than you do on your job. The process of working harder on yourself, first and foremost, requires for you to care about yourself. First thing you have to do if you're going to work harder on yourself is take the time to care about you. Take the time to look at you, love you, give yourself value so others will understand your value and others can appreciate you for where you are and who you are. You need to do that first. And by doing so, you increase the opportunities for yourself. Because when you love for you and when you care for you, you teach others that it's a requirement for them to do so as well. It increases your value in the marketplace, it increases your value in your friend circle, and it increases your value across the board. Do the work with discipline. Do the work with the discipline that requires the 4 pillars of repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. Because when you start with repetition, you understand that you're practicing and you're learning. Patience gives you time to do so without feeling like you have to do it more quickly, or that you have to overcome, or that you have to challenge yourself in a way that you're not prepared to meet. Consistency is when you've started to develop an understanding of the skill, and now you need to perform in a way that allows for you to grow. And perseverance is just the thing that works on you, so that when it gets hard, you don't immediately think you need to jump and do something else. When we do this, when we work this way, when we focus this way, anything that we point discipline at allows for us to be more powerful and more engaged. Working on yourself has nothing to do with your coworkers. It has nothing to do with the actual job that you do. Working on yourself simply has to do with valuing, appreciating, and developing yourself. Being self-aware and being self-accountable. Thank you so much for being here this morning, guys. Visit the channel, you'll see, boom, the store is open. Not yet monetized, but if you look in the description on the channel, you'll find some links to be able to pick up some of the merch. You'll also find links to contribute directly to the channel. And you can also see the things that we're doing in different areas as we move towards monetization. I want to thank you guys for being here. Understand, as we continue to grow, once we've gotten to another level, we'll be able to introduce more things on the channel and be able to look directly into the things that you're working on. David says you like investing. David says, do you think like me it is necessary in these times? David says, can you answer my question? David, are you still there? So David, I can answer your question. Yes, investing is very important. I believe it's a requirement. We actually have a program that we want to introduce later that's called Lab, and the Lab is living as a business. The importance of Lab is that what you learn to do is to move things off of your personal credit and move them over onto your business. Investing, what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of people think that investing is trading, and they watch all of these shows about the Wall Street, about the stock market, about crypto, and everybody is trading. I think trade, Forex, trade. Okay, that's a job, that's work, right? You have to go in there, you have to figure out the stock, you have to purchase it, and then you have to sell it for, purchase it low, sell it high. Investing is completely different, people. Investing is a business. Here's the first thing you have to understand about a business, and this is why I say you should live your life as a business. No company ever takes out any money that they put into a business. No good business takes out the money they invest. They make more, they earn more, and they may take something from the earnings, but they never touch their investment. If you spend $5,000 to start a business, that $5,000 never comes out of that business. If you invest another $10,000, you now have $15,000 in that business. That $15,000 never comes out of that business. I don't care how you invest it. The value of that $15,000 does not come out. You can upgrade, you can grow, you can sell, but that $15,000 value of the business never comes out. That's what investing is. People think investing is, oh, I get in, it's a highfalutin savings account. When I turn 65, I leave my job, and then I'll just slowly bleed that money off that I invested for the last 45 years. It's a fallacy, and we teach you how to do it correctly with Lab. I want you guys to stay around. Please continue to like, subscribe, share. There's so much more that we want to share with you about how you can make these changes in your life and move and grow your legacy. The focus is going to always be discipline. Doesn't matter if you know what to do if you're not willing to do it. I want to thank everyone for being here this morning. Thank you for being a part of this walk and talk and celebrating my birthday with me early in the AM. Guys, go out there, continue to work on yourself, continue to love yourself, continue to appreciate yourself. As I said before, like, subscribe, share. And until next time, you guys take care, have a great weekend. And remember, keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. Until next time, guys, have a great day.